Hi everyone. With the new series of Doctor Who being screened at the moment, I thought this would be a good opportunity to review last year's specials. There was 4 of them. There was 3 by David Tennant and there was 1 by Ncuti Gatwa. So the 3 David Tennant ones were called The Star Beast, Wild Blue Yonder and The Giggle. And the Ncuti Gatwa special was The Church on Ruby Road. So I'll do mini reviews of these and I'll rank them at the end of the video. So if you've seen my first part of me mini reviews of the new series of Doctor Who, you'll know what this is like. Previously I did the first 4 episodes of the new Doctor Who season. And in part 2 I'll do the last 4. So this will be similar to that. And I'll do full reviews at a later date. So before the first special, Russell T Davies, when he took over, he did Tales of the TARDIS. This was 6 stories that I've actually reviewed on the channel because I really enjoyed them. They feature all doctors and companions. They only last a few minutes. And I thought this was a wonderful start to Russell T Davies taking over as the showrunner. It was a very clever idea and it was good for old fans seeing these old doctors that they grew up with. So you got people like Peter Davison, Colin Baker, Sylvester McCoy and various companions popping up. Then not long after that we got a Children in Need episode called Destination Skaro. This only lasted 5 minutes and it features the Daleks and Davros, but this time he's played by someone who can walk instead of in his life support unit. So watching it I thought it was like harmless fun. I didn't really dislike it and I didn't really like it. I just thought, it's alright, it's for children in need. However, Russell T Davies did an interview afterwards and that really rattled us. Because in the interview he was going on saying the reason why he brought Davros back and he was walking this time because he didn't want to upset people who were in wheelchairs. He didn't want to make people in wheelchairs look as though they're villains. And I thought that was bloody ridiculous. He said it would upset a modern audience.
Issues of disability or otherness or being excluded from society come right to the front of the conversation. So of all the nights to make this change, I thought it was absolutely vital to do this. And I'm very, very, very proud of the fact that we have.
Well, that's all right then.
This was the first time that a red flag popped up in my head. I actually thought he was crazy thinking that. And Davros isn't even in a bloody wheelchair, it's a life support unit. He's supposed to be half humanoid and half Dalek, that's the whole point. Just having this guy walking around, you might as well not even bother having Davros in the story. So I bloody hope the character doesn't come back in the new show sometime walking around. I'd rather they didn't even bother. So it was the most ridiculous, most woke thing I heard in my life. And it's ruined the character of Davros now, if he's just going to be walking around. Such a great character, it's a shame that he's ruined it by just having a guy walking around. It's ridiculous. So anyway, the first proper special was The Star Beast. And this saw the return of David Tennant and Donna Noble, played by Catherine Tate, from season 4. He also got a daughter, Rose Noble, played by Yasmin Finney, who's a transgender actress. And it's based on the comic strip from 1980 that featured the 4th Doctor in Doctor Who magazine. That was called Doctor Who and the Star Beast. It was a very popular comic strip, so I thought it was a good idea bringing back a character from a comic strip. And I was surprised David Tennant returned actually, and I was expecting some differences from his 10th Doctor. However, he's basically the same. His performance is the same. He looks older and he's a little bit more tired, but he's basically the 10th Doctor. I was expecting like different personality, just his costume slightly different as well, but he's basically the same. However, it was great to see him back, him and Donna. And like I say, it's a great idea adapting a comic strip for the show. And there's great ideas in comic strips, as well as the audio adventures and the novels. So it's a great source to get inspiration to do episodes for the show. And they've done it before. An episode called Human Nature, which was based on a novel, and they've been inspired by Spare Parts, which was an audio adventure of the Cyberman. So it's a great idea. The actual alien, the Meep, I thought it looked really good as well. I especially liked it when it got angry. However, this episode does have faults. I hate the scene where they're discussing pronouns. It's bloody ridiculous, arguing about the pronoun of the alien, what to call it.
Meep.
Yes, the Meep. I promise I can help him get home and then you'll never see me again.
You're assuming he as a pronoun.
True. Yes, sorry, good point. Are you he or she or they?
My chosen pronoun is the definite article.
And it really sums up the times of today, where you don't know if to call a person a he, a she, a they, an it. Quite frankly, it's bloody ridiculous. Also, the character Yasmin Finney plays, Rose Noble. I have nothing against transgenders, but I do have something against not being a bloody good actor. I thought she was so wooden, and people don't seem to criticise her with her being a transgender. They're worried in case they get called homophobic or something. I thought she was so wooden. Terrible. The scene where she confronts the alien, the Meep, for the first time. There's no bloody expression on her face. And do you call her a she or a he or whatever? I don't bloody know now. Another thing about her is she's supposed to be playing a 15-year-old girl, and she looks way past that. She almost looks about 30. It's ridiculous. However, I did find the special quite good, apart from these little irritating moments. It would have got almost a 9 out of 10 if I was going to rate it, but the bad points let it down a bit, so I'd give it about an 8 out of 10. Could have been a lot better. So the second special was Wild Blue Yonder. Once again, there's some controversy about this story right at the beginning. So the character Isaac Newton pops up right at the beginning of the story, and strangely enough, I don't know why, but it's played by an Indian actor. And there's no explanation why. Like, Isaac Newton, he's a white man, so why get an Indian actor to play him? They would never do that if someone was playing maybe Nelson Mandela and had a white actor, or Muhammad Ali played by a white actor. It'd be called racist. But why have a white man played by an Indian actor? It's rewriting history. Anyway, the story's about the Doctor and Donna on this spaceship in the future, and it's a confined story. There's just really them two, and then there's doubles, these aliens, the doubling them. So there's two versions. There's a good Doctor and a bad Doctor, a good Donna and a bad Donna. And at first I was enjoying it. There's some horror moments, but after a while it got a bit samey, and it felt like it was a filler episode sandwiched between two better specials. So this is the least interesting of the three David Tennant specials. Out of 10, I would have given it a 7 out of 10, but the Isaac Newton scene at the beginning really annoyed us, so I'm going to drop it a mark. So I'd give this one a 6 out of 10. Finally, we get the David Tennant special, The Giggle. So this is his last story ever, and I'm so happy to say it's a classic. It says the return of the Toymaker, the return of Unit. I thought Neil Patrick Harris was brilliant as the Toymaker. He stole the scenes, every scene he was in, played perfectly. You also see Bonnie Langford return as Mel, and I actually think she's better now with her being older. She seems a better actress than what she was in the 80s. Unfortunately, Yasmin Finney returns as Rose Noble. She's as wooden as ever. But most of all, I think what spoilt this for me was the bi-regeneration, when David Tennant regenerates into Ncuti Gatwa, but it's not a proper regeneration. And in interviews, Russell T Davies has confirmed that David Tennant will never return as the Doctor in the show. So I don't understand why they bothered having a bi-regeneration. Why not just have them regenerate normally? Makes no sense. But it was nice to see David Tennant, and I would class this as a great special, even though it has one or two faults. So it was a good send-off for him. I'm still critical about the bi-regeneration. I wish they did a proper regeneration. But out of 10, I'd give this one a 10. I really enjoyed it. And finally, we get The Church on Ruby Road. This is the first Ncuti Gatwa special, although he was in The Giggle. And I didn't like him in The Giggle. I thought he was irritating, and he's worse in this. So you say Ncuti Gatwa and Millie Gibson playing Ruby Sunday. I thought it was absolutely awful. It almost put us off watching the show Doctor Who. Afterwards, I was intending never to watch Doctor Who again because it was so bad. However, I am watching it. I'm reviewing it for the channel, so I've got to watch it. Anyway, in this special, you have alien goblins kidnapping babies to bring bad luck on people. You also get a cameo by Davina McCall, her who used to present Big Brother. And it's quite funny because in some of the scenes, she's getting all this bad luck and she daren't leave the house because of the bad luck. So this episode starts an arc where you're wondering who Ruby's parents are. You wonder why it keeps snowing. You wonder who this strange woman is who keeps popping up. So there's all these little arcs that will hopefully get explained later in the new season. One of the annoying things was seeing the Doctor for the first time in a gay bar dancing with a man, and he's wearing a skirt kilt. That kind of like sums up what the show's about now. They're more interested in ticking boxes and appealing for like a minority audience without telling good stories. Like you say, I've got nothing against minorities, just as long as they tell a bloody good story. That's all I'm bothered about. I don't care about ticking boxes. I just want a bloody good story. But they won't. Also in this story you get a song and dance number where the Doctor and his companion sing the Goblin song, which is totally stupid. You get a scene where the Doctor has this daft sonic glove. Basically overall I thought it was crap. So out of 10 I'd give it nothing. It was so bad, one of the worst I've ever seen. So anyway, I'll rank them. So in 4th place, it's obvious it's The Church on Ruby Road. I thought it was utter crap. In 3rd place will be Wild Blue Yonder. I didn't dislike it. It's just not as good as the other two. 2nd place, The Star-Based. I really enjoyed it. It was almost a classic. It's just certain things spoilt it for us. And finally, in 1st place, The Giggle. It's by far the best. It was a great send-off for David Tennant. I'm happy that he finished on a great story, having the Toymaker back. At least that's something. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, and look out for part 2 of the new season of Doctor Who that I'm reviewing, doing mini reviews. I'll be doing episodes 5 to 8, and then I'll do another video ranking all 8 episodes. That'll be fun. And strangely enough, the Celestial Toymaker's just come out on animation. I'll be watching that sometime and doing a full review of it, so look out for that as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.
This is what he looks like. This is 2023. This is our lens. This is our eye. Things used to be black and white. They're not in black and white anymore. And Ross used to look like that, and he looks like this now.
Well, that's all right then.